Hi everybody, I'm Max from Tooters Travels and this is our van, Dougie. He's an Autotrail Tracker with based on the little Scudo cab and we love him to bits. So for our first vlog, what we're going to do, we're going to show you the contents of our garage. Now on this Autotrail Tracker, the garage is very small. As you can see, it's only 2 foot wide by 2 foot deep and 3 foot high. For anybody who's metric, that's 60 by 60 by 90. So inside we've got to be very careful what we store, and basically this is what we have as I would class as the essentials. So what I'll do, I shall take everything out, show you the gas bottles, show you the size of the inside, and then we'll go through everything one bit at a time. Right, so if by magic the locker is now empty. So as you can see, inside we have two 6 kilogram propane bottles. Now we've gone for the red propane bottles rather than the blue butane bottles because we do camp in winter. Butane apparently won't flow or won't gas off under in 0 temperatures. So basically all year round propane is the better choice. Also, at the rear of the gas bottles we have the jack and the jack handle, and inside we just have a little torch here hanging up. If you can see it, yep, there you go, little torch there. Right, so the first item hanging on the wall inside the garage is, guess what? The electric cables. Now this bag was made by Debbie. Holds two 10-meter cables. We've never had to use more than 20 meters. We've always been close enough, and that keeps it nice and tidy. Two sat in there, perfect. Okay, underneath the electric cables hanging on the wall we have, surprise surprise, the hoses with a bag made by my wife Debbie. So inside here we have a 10-meter lay flat hose and two 5-meter lay flat hoses, all in separate compartments, and a few of the fitments depending on what we need to connect together for the hoses. Now generally 20 meters is enough to get to the tap. If not, if we're just going to a service area, we just use one 5-meter lay flat, and as you can see, very compact. I do like the lay flat. I just bought off eBay and it's very simple. Next we will go to what happens if we're not close enough to a tap. If we're not next to a tap, then we have this hanging on the wall, which is another bespoke bag made by Debbie, and this is one of the best things that I've bought. It is a collapse watering can. Now literally it opens up, you saw how small it was to that size. That holds 8 litres. Then you put the spout on the side like so, put the extendable bit on the spout. This can act as a lid if you need to, and then I can walk off to a tap with that and our 5-litre bottle of drinking water which we store in the kitchen, and each trip we can get 13 litres. Generally when we've wild camped and we've needed to walk to a tap, even with showering, both of us showering a day, 3 trips to the tap takes 10 minutes and we can manage off grid. Right, now a rather large lump which is in our garage is our new Kadak Safari Chef 2. Now it's a gas barbecue, pizza oven, everything. Quite an indulgence because it's quite expensive. I will go into this another time, but basically inside there we also have a second gas hose to fit onto the second gas bottle. We don't yet have an external gas socket, so that works perfectly well like that. We've only used it a few times camping, but we've used it a few times at home and we are very, very impressed. Tucked into the side, nicely tucked away, I have this toolkit. Now, I did have lots and lots of tools all over the place, and it was hard work. I had some in the man drawer inside the van, some in the garage. They were all over the place, so I ended up buying this. And basically it's just one of those bespoke toolkits that you buy off eBay. I had a good look around. It's not the best quality, but basically it keeps everything nicely neat and put away, and I've never actually had to use anything else rather than what's in this toolkit. So for the van, it's perfect. Now, the last bespoke homemade bag is this one, again from Debbie, and in this bag we have a lot of tools, miscellaneous items I would say. So to start with, this actually lives in this, down the side. I've got a long wrench here with a 3/4 socket on it for the wheel nuts. I've got a 24mm socket that does the tow bar, 24mm socket for the tow bar, and various other spanners for just specific other jobs. This is a adjustable spanner which is for the gas bottles. Remember, the gas bottles are on a left-handed thread. That caught me out straight away. In there, emergency torch, wrench for the jack, hammer and pegs there to hold down the awning when it's a little bit windy. I have a 3-pin 240-volt plug to go with the electric cables. I've only ever used that at home. And the European plug to use. We went away for 3 weeks in France last year and we only used it on a campsite once, but essential when you need it. Then a wheel brace again, and then my belt and braces things. So a load of different sized cable ties. Now I do use the cable ties when we take the push bikes on the back. I do cable tie the wheels to the tool rack as well, because I am belt and braces. Then we have some gaffer tape, so that if it does move and it shouldn't, the gaffer tape should sort that out. And we have some silicone spray. If it doesn't move and it should, that's the silicone spray. And also basically some tyre weld in case we have a puncture somewhere that's dangerous and we just need to get off the road. That'll sort that one out. We also do have a spare tyre underneath the van, but that's just for emergencies. Nearly near the end now. So at the back we carry a couple of chemical toilet liquids, so always make sure I've got a spare. I do have jump leads. Now I have a solar panel which charges the vehicle battery now. Belt and braces again. I like to carry the jump leads just in case something happens or somebody else on the campsite needs them. Basically a brush head. The brush handle lives in the van because it won't fit in a 3-foot garage, so that fits in the van in the wardrobe. Barbecue tools, and Debbie's little chair. Now this is not a chair for Debbie, this is her footstool, and it's an essential apparently, so I'm believed. And so yes, Debbie's little footstool. Last but not least, we have the Steadies. Now the jury's still out on these. I've used them a few times. Got 4 in here with these. Pop them on there and you can just wind them up like that. Very basic. They do stop the van wobbling. Couple of cons with them is after 24 hours you need to go back underneath, tighten them up because they do move and they're not very steady. The other one is if it's raining or the ground's wet, your knees are going to get wet because I have to go right under the van and find a part of the chassis. So I'm not sure whether these are staying, but the jury's out. I'll let you know. And if you're wondering, after all that, where do we keep all our outside tables and chairs? Well, under here we keep two outside tables. We have the brackets for the inside table, which I'll go through another day. And then up here we have our bedding, and that's where we store our silver screen windscreen cover, which is absolutely superb, and I'll go through that on another day. But that is the outside things. Oh, and the chairs just live here on the seat when we're travelling, and then if we're not using them at night, we put them on the driver's seat. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is what I store in my very, very limited space in my garage. Just so we can take as much as you want. You can utilise the space very well. There's a little bit of room for something else. Not sure what yet. And thank you for watching. I hope it's been useful for you. And thank you very much for Debbie for being the cameraman. Okay, thank you, and hopefully see you next time. Now you see it. And now you don't.